Slimy, grimy, nasty, disgusting. Walk down the street and I'm busting. Understand I am not bluffing. Put chicken wings in the oven. If I could, I'd kiss my cousin. Choppers be banging like percussion. If I kiss my cousin, I'd have to face the repercussions. I'm from a street background, so when I rap about all these bars about, guns or blasting, I'm really about it. Don't mess with Gerbie. I'm strapped up. I got my homies with me, and we're going to hit you with that fa-ta-ta if you happen to, come across our block. And we are also involved in the distribution of many mind-altering inhibitors. We utilize certain ingredients and we cook them in our kitchen unit, often referred to as a trap. So just wanted to let you know that. Let's start talking about the real issues. I'm one of the greatest thinkers of this generation. I just sit down and think. You don't even know how much thinking I do, dude. I think so much about so many different things. It's like, whoa, I can't even stop. I can't stop fucking thinking. It's ridiculous. So, yeah, it's utterly insane how much thinking I do. So, here's what I was going to talk about. You might get the impression from these channels that I'm a sad guy because I talk a lot about certain issues that we be facing as young lads. Not everybody who watches me is young, but I think that's who I'm talking to. I don't feel comfortable talking to older people. That's kind of weird. That's kind of odd. But you might find me entertaining, hopefully, because I doubt I provide any intellectual stimulation to grown people. Let's get it going, Gerbie. Let's get the flow going, Gerbie. So, I talk a lot about sad stuff. I do, in fact, think that the very rapid advancements in technology have rendered certain elements of our psychology that we have evolved for thousands of years to be very maladaptive. It has done possibly inalterable damage to our neurochemistry. I believe there is a disillusion of community. There are demographic issues. There are, issues between a lot of things, and I talk about them. I let them flow, but I don't talk about them to complain. Ain't none of this is complaining. If you think it's complaining, you're misunderstanding. I think that we're just looking at the board, looking at everything that's going on, so you could look at your cards and play them correctly. Anybody who interprets this as complaining, I think they just have a fundamental different way of emotionally processing things. When I talk about problems, I always do it in the just describing them so they can be solved, or so they can be navigated. Because I don't think you can change society. You can only change, on a macro scale, it's going to be very hard to change what's going on. But on a micro scale, you can live a fulfilling life if you take these things into account and move accordingly. Try extra hard to maintain your communities, etc. But the message of this video is to be thankful. I talk a lot about the issues this generation faces. Dude, I don't know, hundreds of years ago or however long, for most of human civilization, you were chilling in your village, you got hungry, so you went out to go hunt some deer out in the forest. Next thing you know, while you're gone with your boys hunting, some dudes come into your village with spears. They start spearing the babies. They start spearing the hoes. Next thing you know, they're just a bunch of dead babies and dead hoes speared on the ground. That's kind of dark. But it's true. It's dead-ass facts. And, that's just keeping it on the gang. So, yeah, that's just keeping it G-real, on blood, on Crip. So, get back into it. Let's get back into it. But that's what would happen for most of human history. Gen Z, we are in a blessed position, although I do think there is something very gutting about community and social relationships being sort of being damaged in this way, because you look at certain third world countries where they're barely getting by and they don't have any of these advancements, and they're still kind of happy. They're dancing with their bongos. I'm not gonna do any sort of thing like that, but they're dancing with their bongos, and they still have their social circles. They still have their communities, so they're happy. They're chilling. They don't think too much about all this stuff. I think a lot of this whole mental. There are genuine issues. I don't want to be dismissive. There are genuine issues, and I want to keep on talking about them because I think it's important to relate to people. Because I know I'm not the only one. I just ever since I've started talking about these things more, you see them so much more clearly. All this, how these demographic issues and how these atomization issues, how deep they go, and you just start seeing them everywhere. So I think they're real, and I'll continue to talk about them so people feel less alone. That's one of the main goals. But I also think there's something to be said that a lot of this mental health stuff going on here in these first world countries where we have all these, needs met, is a lack of gratitude. I think it's very easy to lack gratitude. I think you should feel so much thankfulness for the gracious gift of life. If you're not waking up every morning and feeling grateful to be alive, you need to cut that out. That's for the birds. Every morning you need to wake up and feel blessed to be here, to be living and breathing. You don't have to be here. You could just stop. And that's real. So if you're here, you need to make a best of it. And that's why I talk about these things. Be thankful. Every morning I write things I'm thankful for. You don't have to keep a journal, but if you just dedicate time to it, it's really important. I mean, there's all sorts of empirical evidence backing you should show gratitude. It's a big deal, man. And that's a message, a positive message I wanted to give out around this Thanksgiving time. You have blessings that you could count. You never took the time to look at them. Even if part of it is you're comparing yourself so much, so you're like, I have this, but all these other people have so much more, so why should I even care? There's something there. But there's that. But here, I read, last time I said I was going to look at the comments for talking about determinism versus free will, and can anybody get rich? Can anybody get into the top 20%? Can anybody be successful? And I saw one of the most base comments of all time. I'm probably not going to read all of it. How can I move this? Yeah, I'm not going to read all these. Everyone can't be a general. This is from Adam Borsetti. Everyone can't be a general. Some people have to be grunts. Everyone can't be a CEO. Some people have to be employees. Everyone can't be an astronaut. Some people have to stay on the ground. Everyone can't be president. Most people shouldn't be president. Let me go down a little bit. Everyone can't have red hair. You don't want this look. What? Everyone can't be a poet. Some people have to scream racial slurs out their car window in fits of road rage. Everyone can't be special. Some people have to be average. But we all can sit on the shitter, taking 15 minutes writing some insane comment like this. Oh, inane comment like I just did. Just look around. Now this had really Gerbert thinking. This made Gerbert think really deep about everything. My dad used to say, and this is just like a common boomer saying, it's not anything, it's just a dumb, it's not what you got, it's how you use it. Every time I'd come to my dad with some problem like, you know, these kids have some stuff I don't, my wiener's really tiny and small, he'd go, it's not what you got, it's how you use it. And yeah, that's pretty blue-pilled. It's not a great, it doesn't really make much sense. But let me get real for a second. When it comes to success, it's all about the metrics you use. It's self-defined. So everyone can't be rich, right? Look, just like this man said, everyone can't be smart. Most people are brick stupid. Everyone can't, you know, all these things are defined by them being the minority, right? Being rich, being smart, being strong. Any like positive attribute is defined by most people not being it, right? Being special. And when it comes to these things, yeah, it's not really how you use it. It is kind of what you got. But when it comes to success and fulfillment in general, some people might think this is blue pill, but I think anyone can make the right decisions and be successful in their own way and feel fulfilled. And that's what I believe. I don't think I don't think anybody is destined to be sad or, you know, anything like that. I think what I would vaguely describe it as is soft determinism. When it comes to the world of man, which is largely, you know, it's primitive. We evolved from apes. It's nature, and in nature there are always losers. Nature has a hierarchy, and not many people occupy the top. Most people occupy the lower ranks. And that's just how it is. But I think as people, we are more than just monkeys. And when it comes to these certain metrics that revolve around the world of man and reaching success in the terms of women or money or any of these things, yeah, it's not really in your control. But when it comes to your fulfillment, when it comes to, you know, your contentment, how you feel about yourself, I think you are in control. There are decisions you make every day that definitely add up. If you don't think they add up, you're just delusional. And maybe some like heavy determinists might be like, even those little decisions you could trace back, whatever, dude. It definitely feels like you're making the decisions when you're making them. So, and they're a big deal. And by doing the right things, I think, by being grateful, by appreciating by what you have, and not taking anything for granted, being thankful for the gift of life, you now can make the right decisions to feel fulfilled. It's all about your metrics for success. And it gets complicated because if you lower your standards or lower your goals, then maybe you're inhibiting your potential because, you know, it's all about, like one person can hit a certain athletic record and then many people will follow it, but before, nobody thought it was possible. So it's like the limitations of, you could push, a lot of it is in your mind. It's your mind limiting you. I think there's definitely some truth to that. But does that mean it's all like in your head? No. No, that's not the application of that. But that's the message. My main message, I've talked about it before, is that you should make goals, make plans to achieve those goals, and put everything into that. It's that simple. Write down all your goals, then write down direct plans to achieve them, and put your all into it. Most people don't. Most people drift through life. And I think as long as you try, you will reach something that will make you feel fulfilled. Maybe not. Maybe not. This got me thinking. This got me thinking deep, Gerby.